Okay, good morning, students. Before going to start the session, I would like to introduce myself. I am Vigneshwaran, working as an assistant professor of the Department of English, PPG Institute of Technology, which is in Coimbatore. In this session, we are going to learn something about the professional English. According to the Anna University Regulations 2021, the subject code is HS3152. The subject title is Professional English. Okay. So, according to the exam pattern, analysis of the exam pattern, they will ask in the two sections, so part A and part B. So, part A carries the 2 mark questions for 10 into 2, 20 marks. 10% they will ask 10 questions in 2 mark questions, 10 into 2, 20 marks. From part B, they will ask 5 questions. Each question carries 16 marks. So, 5 into 16, 80 marks totally. You are going to win for 100 marks. So, in professional English, in part B portions, here we have the title instructions. Okay, so here all know about the instructions. There are three basic rules to learn these instructions. Before that, in English, some of them have barriers of communication. So, likewise, in LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, these are the basic core skills in English language. So, apart from that, for instructions, we need to know the writing skills. This is especially for the professional courses or engineering students. It is very much better to learn these instructions. For writing the instructions, we have to follow the three rules and regulations. What are they meant? The first one is we have to use the imperative form to write the sentences. What do you mean by imperative form? Means imperative is a verb which uses the sentences in a commanding order or in a tagging order form. It does not leave any room to ask discussions or ask questions. That is specifically in these instructions. The imperative means we have to start the sentence with a verb format. Okay, we have to write 8 sentences. Each sentence carries 2 marks, so 8 into 2, 16 marks. This is the basic pattern for this portions. Okay. Now, instructions writing. To write instructions, how to make or do something means we want the reader to be able to follow the instruction and do the task on their own. For example, they will ask questions in a general manner and as well as in a technical manner. The questions will be maybe in write a set of 8 instructions that should be followed in the chemistry laboratory in the college or chemistry laboratory in the school, or what are write a set of instructions to be avoid in the Facebook problems. These are the general questions they will ask. So we have to start the sentence in an imperative form. First one. Then second rule is we have to give serial number for the sentences. We should not use asterisk marks or bulletin points. Definitely we have to use only the serial numbers like this 1, 2, 3 to reach. Then point number 3, it means third rule is we have to use the simple sentence only. We should not use any collocations. We use only simple sentences. And one more thing, you should be very keen about that. You should not write 2 instructions in one manner. That means you should not use 2 verb formats in single sentence. You should not use 2 imperative forms in a single sentence. Okay, these are the 3 rules we're going to write the instructions. Okay, the first question, take on the first question. Write a set of 8 instructions that should be followed in the chemistry laboratory. Okay, for the first one, we have to format the verbs. What are the things that we are going to follow in the chemistry laboratory means? The things that we have to follow is we should not use that word. Recommendations first, we should not use that. The first one is take. Keep silence. Take, which means take observation and record note for taking the measurements and the readings. First thing. Then second one, maintain silence. Maintain is a verb, so you have to start the verb. Maintain silence. Then third one, wash the apparatus and conical flasks likewise that in respective places after the experiment. Wash the apparatus after the experiment is over. The fourth one is you should not don't spill any chemicals, don't spill any acids in the floor. It will harm our part of our body. Okay. The next one is out of 8, we have hit only 5 instructions. The remaining three is the sixth point is take the observation and record note while entering into the laboratory. This is the sixth point. Then seventh point, Don't inhale any concentrated acids. Inhale means you should not inhale the acids, it will form our lungs of our body. Okay, this is the seventh point. Then eighth one is avoid making mistakes in the record note. Avoid making mistakes. So every sentence, every verb in the sentence, we have to highlight the verbs in a pencil or in a black or blue ballpoint pen. Okay, then after the instructions is over, you have to check it out whether we have completed the instructions in the right manner or in the wrong manner. How we have to check? We have to check the rule number one, whether you have assigned serial numbers or any other things like bulletin points or asterisk marks. Then second one, whether we have assigned the verb in the initial starting of the sentence. The third one, whether we have used in a simple sentence. Simple sentence means in a single sentence. We should not use too much of sentences and we should not connect two more sentences in the same format. That is entirely wrong. So we have to give only one sentence and we have to give a one imperative in the particular part of the sentence. Particular part of the sentence, which means we have to use the initial format. Okay. So, எத்தனை நிமிஷம் இருக்கு? 6 நிமிஷம் தான் இருக்கா? ஐயோ, கண்டினியூ பண்ண நல்லா இருக்காது. ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல இருந்து எடுத்துருங்க. கட் பண்ணிக்கலாமா? சார் வேற ஸ்லைடு போடுங்க. அடுத்தது ஓகே சார், இது இருக்கட்டும். அது கட் பண்ணிக்கலாமா இல்லை ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல இருந்து எடுத்துருவா? Let me see here. This is the example question. Write a set of 8 instructions to avoid problems of Facebook. What are the things that we have to avoid in the social media like Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram? Whatever it may be, we have to maintain the following instructions. First one is never accept friend request unless you know the person. If you don't know the person, you should not have a friend request. Okay, so here we are using never accept. This is the imperative form of the instruction. Never accept a friend request unless you know the person. Then second point, do not share too many personal photos in public media. So we are using our family photos or our individual photos. We should not share these photos in the Insta or Facebook without knowing the person. That's like third one. Maintain a professional profile so that unwanted strangers not able to contacts can be avoided. Okay. And fourth one, use a decent and neutral languages in the Facebook. Then fifth one, avoid sending friend requests. Giving friend requests and sending friend requests is mandatory. So that is. Then sixth point is do not share your password and other bank details documents in the Facebook itself. Okay. Then seventh, comment on certain posts only if necessary. Last one, avoid creating fake accounts. You should not create any fake accounts. Okay. Listen here. The first part of the sentence, never accept, do not share, maintain, use, avoid, do not share, comment, avoid. These are the verbs. We have started with the verb. So the imperative form is here used. For writing the instructions, we have to follow this instruction by highlighting the verbs, then numbering the sentences. Use simple language and use simple sentences. That only we can easily understand. Okay? So, அடுத்த ஸ்டெப். Okay. So imperative. What do you mean by imperatives? Sir, one நிமிஷம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல இருந்து எடுத்துட்டா. கட் பண்ணி எடுக்கணும். ஏன்னா இது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சொல்லணும், நான் அதை இப்போ கடைசியாக சொல்லி சரி சார் சொல்லி முடிச்சதும் அடுத்த ஸ்லைட் மட்டும் போட்டு விட்டுறேன். Okay, students, now we are going to learn something about imperative forms. What is the imperative forms? Imperative forms is a verb. Seriously, imperative forms are verbs that created imperative sentences. That create imperative sentences. A sentence is used a command or order only. There is no, not at all, leave the room for questioning or discussions in the imperative forms. By making use of this imperative forms only, we have to write the instructions. Okay. For example, give me that book. Clean your room. Do your homework. Don't touch that. Do come to visit us whenever you are in town. So listen here. The first part of the sentence. So listen here, these eight sentences are given the serial number from 1 to 8. At the same time, they have underlined the first imperative form of verbs. Okay. Next, check the level of air in the car tires before starting. We have to check the air pressure in the car tire before going for a long drive. Okay. So then second one, fill the fuel tank to an optimum level. We have to fill the oil tank, petrol tank in an optimum level. The third one, take a first aid. This is the most important thing. Well, before going for a long drive, we have to take the first aid kit and as well as toolkit and another necessary items required for our trip. Okay, the next one, inform your friends about the plan of your journey. We have to inform our friends that we are arriving to the spot or that we are arriving the next day. These are the things that we have to inform to our friends. So the first sentence we are using check, the second sentence we are using the fill, the third sentence we are using take, and fourth sentence we are using inform. Okay. The next one, fifth one, keep sufficient water required for the journey. For the journey, we need more water. So in the night time itself, we can't get into the car, get out into the car. So we have to keep sufficient water. So next one, sixth one, take all necessary papers, including driving license, Aadhaar card, and what are the necessary documents that we are having. You have to take that for any purpose, in any case, of critical situations. Okay. The next seventh one, wear comfortable clothes for driving. For night driving or day driving, we need a comfortable clothes so that we are using wear comfortable clothes for driving. Okay, the next last one is eighth one. Make sure of the routes and road conditions before you start. You have to know the clear cut route or a GPS map conditioning before going to the destinations. Okay, that's it.